Welcome to the Magic on the Inside podcast by the Sisters Enchanted, where we chat magic, hot topics, personal development, and good old-fashioned life. Brew up something delicious and sit with us for a spell. Welcome to this episode of the Magic on the Inside podcast.
Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Sara of the Sisters Enchanted.
Yeah, we are.
And if you're new here, get ready for some fun, some shenanigans, and a little bit of info on the Sagittarius full moon eclipse, Mercury retrograde in Gemini. And I was just singing us a song that it's beginning to look a lot like eclipse season.
I was.
Okay. So
I was going to try to do it back to you, but I just couldn't.
can you do that?
That's not what I'm wanting.
Listen,
Season.
there is a Sagittarius full moon eclipse coming up. We all know the Sagittarius in me is hot and heavy. Anything could happen during this recording.
Well,
Anything
could happen. Yeah, the fact that you're the one that gets the runny mascara, and for some reason I bought mascara that is now doing it to me. It's
Yeah, we talked about this. That I had to switch my mascara because I laugh cry so much.
Yeah, but it's still happening to you.
Yeah, well, and then every time, because I laugh cry at work a lot, because, you know, like if you don't work at a job that makes you laugh cry, you need to get a new job. And work with a Sagittarius who is in charge. And also, maybe with the Pisces midheaven, maybe a birth chart that looks similar to mine, but leaving out some key aspects, because I have some things that you probably don't want when you're working for somebody, but some of it's fun. Anyway, it's a problem, the laugh crying, because the mascara is all over my face, and then we do classes, and I have to like go wipe my face real fast.
Well,
and now you're doing it.
Yeah, well, as we've discussed previously on another podcast, I have Sagittarius in my first house.
You do.
In my firsty housey. So what's funny about that is that you have your stellium in your sixth house, which is the original house of Virgo. And you're always like, I don't like Virgo. Virgo drives me nuts. But there's really this heightened awareness. I know, squeaky chair.
I told you specifically to get a different chair.
Well, this was the one that was here. So
I specifically said, can you pick a different chair?
Can't. So what I was saying, this is going to be good. So you have like this magnifying glass on your Virgo energy, except it's hidden in Sagittarius, but it's there, Virgo, in the structure of it. It's structurally sound with Virgo. So, don't speak.
I know what you're thinking.
So please
Stop explaining.
Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Okay, so in my first house, it's Sagittarius, which isn't necessarily hidden, but it's Saturn in Sagittarius. So my silliness sometimes is cloaked in this strictness. So that's why sometimes you're out like acting a fool. I always kind of look like I'm laughing, but I'm not being as like silly as you are. I have constricted silliness.
Are you looking around to make sure no one calls the authorities?
Because they're singing?
No, I mean like when I'm acting a fool.
Oh, when you're acting a fool. Yes. Always one eye over your shoulder when Sarah's out to play. And so it's funny that we're realizing as this energy of this moon is happening and these last few podcasts and just life, that I am strangely more like Sara than I was comfortable with being.
You are so much like me.
And
it's hilarious for me to observe it like coming out.
It's because we are surrounding ourselves with people who are more structured and grounded than I am.
So you can let go?
And
That's
it's
so
just
fun.
Showing us that I am not as grounded and structured as we thought I was.
Listen, for a person, I have never really been in trouble in my life. And for a person who's never really been in trouble, I've had an alarming amount of police interaction.
So have I.
Even though I've never actually gotten cuffed, but it's remarkable that I haven't.
I was told to stand against a car once. They did not cuff me though. It did happen. And I got really mad because they were like, that boy you're with, because his whole axle fell out and they thought he was like reckless driving, but it was like 6 o'clock in the morning and we were on the way to like work. And he was working on his own car and the whole axle fell out because
mine have always been on my own doing.
No, I know, but I got held against them. They're like, he's a troublemaker. You tell us how you were breaking the driving laws. And I was like, weren't. He's just a really bad mechanic. But they didn't believe us. But yeah,
no. Mine are always at my own hands.
Like bar fights.
My own hands have gotten me into trouble. Anyway, so Sagittarius, full moon, blood moon, eclipse.
Don't take us out.
Don't hang out with us. It certainly won't end well. That is true, probably. And it's also, okay, this is, if you're not an astrologer or you don't know anything about astrology, this might not be obvious to you. But, you know, the moon moves through the signs in order. So before Sagittarius is Scorpio. Mm-hmm. And this full moon in particular is like, it's full in Scorpio and moves right into Sagittarius at its like peak fullness. But I mean, it's full in Scorpio too. And it's moving like right away into Sagittarius to get that peak fullness. And the eclipse is in Sagittarius. But I mean, it's full in Scorpio too. And so
maybe that's what the problem is.
I know there is just chaos energy abound. So lunar eclipses, there's two schools of thought. One is they're just super powerful. And it's like anything you would normally do during a full moon, just double down. Other people are like, eclipses, chaos energy, hide the kids, hide the crystals. It's eclipse season.
Hide your kids, hide your crystals.
Tuck everything under the bed. No. So I don't know. I personally love a little
I was gonna say, we never really, so there's lots of times in life.
Wait, is it time to interject? And we're drinking alcohol right now. And I'm going to drink some on video. It's called Monty Python's Holy Grail Amber Gold Ale Tempered Over Burning Witches. It says, your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. And we're drinking.
Because we're classy.
We just started drinking.
We did, actually.
So it's not impairing our ability to podcast.
No, responsibly.
Though that's not something that we do anyway.
No. So huzzah.
Drink up, witches.
So what am I was going to say something. I had something intelligent to
chaos
say.
Energy.
Oh, no, because you always hear it a lot of times in these communities of magic and witchiness that things are happening astrologically and people are always like, hunker down your whatever. What do you
down cleanse the things, set the boundaries.
Yeah, don't do anything.
Yeah. Not the time for certain things.
Yeah. So like hide, don't do anything drastic, protect yourself, live in a bubble,
hide the crystals,
hide your kids. We don't really live that way.
No. I am looking forward to this full moon in a ridiculous sort of way.
They do say that people that swear more live longer. So maybe we're going to live to be really, really, really
old.
Yes.
Old witches.
So,
yeah, that'd be good. The Sagittarius, it's a adventure sign. It's a fire sign.
Yes.
Journeys. Where do you want to be? Shoot the arrow of your future. Zip line. It's your zip line.
Zip line into your future.
Where are you zip lining to? And where is that arrow anchored? Get yourself there. We are also in the shadow of Mercury retrograde in Gemini. Mm-hmm. Gemini is opposite sign Sagittarius. And that's the 29th. So the lunar eclipse, full moon Sagittarius, 26th May. Mercury goes retrograde. Merc happens on May 29th in Gemini. And that's interesting because Mercury is the planet of communication.
Yes.
Gemini is communication. Mm-hmm. It's chittering, chattering.
Right. Which we had our astro forecast this morning, and we were just talking about that relationship, that opposing signs of Sagittarius and Gemini.
I have to drink this beer before I go home.
I know. Can you use that on video though?
Yes.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I remember I was like, were we gonna get like in trouble
On YouTube?
On YouTube?
That's for the video version. If you don't know, there's a video version on YouTube.
Is.
But if you're on YouTube, then you know that. You might not know there's an audio version wherever
Right.
you listen to podcasts.
I know somebody the other day was like, I've always so loved the Magic on the Inside podcast and listening to it, but I very thoroughly enjoy watching it. And I was like,
No, you get to watch us drink beer. Okay, I'm gonna tangent from.
I was gonna talk about Gemini.
I know.
and
You do that
Sagittarius.
in 1 second. I'm gonna clarify why we're drinking.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we shouldn't
Do we
drink
have to clarify?
for a reason, right? But
Do you have to have a reason?
so there are some Sisters Enchanted celebrations that we
Woo!
can't tell you about quite yet, but
Yeah.
soon. And so there's that. Anna's got a celebration in her personal life that you'll hear about soon, I'm sure. It's a lot of
soon.
it's a lot of new stuff that it's so weird because like if we could tell everybody, but then if something were to happen and we're like, oh, actually it fell through, then that's like awkward for everyone. So but there is a lot for us to be celebrating, and I haven't seen Anna in like 5 days, which is a long time for us. So we are obviously the chaos energy has already gotten to us because we were like, let's stop for beer on the way to podcast.
Let's have a little chaos energy and drink some beer.
The
Anyways, yeah.
astrology.
So the astrology.
The astrology.
The astrology of it all. As Sarah was saying, that Gemini Sagittarius are opposing signs, astrologically speaking. They're on the opposite sides of each other.
Accurate.
I
can confirm that as true, even though you're the astrologer and I'm not.
I can confirm that was a factual statement. But we were talking about this on the astro forecast this morning, and how interesting that was, because they are signs. And let me see if I can articulate this correctly, of a correct nature. So Gemini is always talking to try to get to the bottom of things. Am I boring you?
No. I was looking for something. Continue.
Looking for what?
A pair of your glasses.
Do you need
No. I was gonna put them on and be you while you were talking.
Oh, mature. Anyways, so
there's some right here, but I don't know if they're the same or different.
I mean, they're the same, but they're pink and not green.
Okay.
So
Continue. I'm listening.
so mature. It's my big sister for you. How Mercury is, that sign of the twins. They're always talking. They're always trying to get to the bottom of things. People are going to think that we've been in this office just to drink it all day, and literally there's like this much gone.
Just got here.
We just got here. This is why we get in trouble at the bars.
This is why the police get it. I know. I'm like,
I'm sweating. It's also super hot.
It's something we shouldn't do.
I guess I do look like that. You don't have your like little pieces though. Okay. I've always been a fan of like the 90s pieces.
All right, put your glasses on.
So I can't even do it. You tell me I do it, but I don't know how to do it. So now you have to go to YouTube so you can see what we're doing. See, I can't even do it. I'm gonna be like you when Sarah has a serious face. She goes.
Okay.
So anyways.
No, that's nonsense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So mature. And Mercury is always trying to get to the bottom of things. They're always communicating. They're always uncovering things. They're getting to know what you're thinking. They're getting to know what I'm thinking so that they can really muster up their idea of things, because they're always kind of, in a way, moving forward, collecting more information, getting to the bottom of things.
Like the journalists.
Yes.
The researcher.
And they're always kind of like finding their truth in the situation, trying to find the community's group of the truth in the situation by collecting these ideas and then passing them on so that people can reevaluate and come up with new truths. So that's very much like Gemini. And we were talking about Sagittarius and how it's that sign of the centaur in the sky, like the zodiac sign. And depending on what story in the stars you read, some folks believe that to be the centaur Chiron. So not to be confused with the asteroid Chiron, but that idea of learning all this information so that you can be this healer and heal all these people and learn and learn and learn so that you can communicate that learning out to the world to make people better. And then Chiron kind of falls short because he can't heal himself. And Gemini energy sometimes talks themselves into a corner and finds themselves not, notching themselves back before progressing forward. And I just thought it was interesting that we have all of this energy with this eclipse happening with both of these like really motivated go-getting signs that are going to try to like bolster through and like push through.
You know what else is interesting?
What?
My Chiron's in Gemini.
So is mine.
And my stellium and my sun are in Sagittarius.
Yes.
It's no wonder I'm over here unable to control myself.
My Chiron's in Gemini in the 8th house.
Mine's in the 12th house. Hidden away.
Hidden. As you look at me crazy.
I keep my Chiron hidden.
With my Pluto's there in Scorpio, so.
Oh my gosh.
You want to just toe off here?
No, you're a ticking time bomb.
I'm a ticking time bomb? No, I like how your Illinois origins came out there for just a moment.
Yep. One of these days, you're just going to freak out and try to run someone over.
It's never happened. I've never done that.
I did that once.
To me.
To you. I didn't try to run you over.
I was stubbornly not getting out of the way.
You were trying to, hold me back and stand in my door while I was trying to leave in a fit of rage. And then I was driving with you standing in the door.
This is a really great podcast.
Which sounds
I think that our podcast.
Funny then.
No, it's funny now. I think that our podcasts are getting better. I think that they're becoming more lush in their content.
Layered.
So many layers.
Intellectual, maybe.
Very, very intellectual.
I was thinking that.
Very intelligent.
That if I had to describe us in one word, it would be intellectual.
And well-spoken.
Well-spoken. Mm-hmm.
And elegant.
Elegant. Definitely elegant.
Sarah and I were trying to embody the word of elegant this year.
No, that was last year.
Was it last year?
It was. It's
Are you
already
sure it
been
wasn't
since
this year?
Nope, it was last year. Because then COVID came and we were like, well, that's not very elegant.
We're not. So you can let us know, have we gotten more elegant?
Spoiler alert, we did not.
No.
We're drinking beer out of cans.
These are the tall cans.
With Monty Python movie characters
But
on
these are the tall cans, so it implies that you spent more money on them than that normal can.
Can we talk about that? The reason I ended up with this was because I went to a small liquor store that I never go to, even though it's the closest one to our house. I just never go there. And the only options they had were like Bud Light or like double IPAs.
Well, I would have preferred a double IPA.
I know. I don't drink that much anymore. I used to drink like a fish. And then it was harming my body and I make poor choices. So I don't drink as much. And an IPA would probably send me under that desk right there. So I'd really make poor choices. This was like the only thing she had that was sort of in the middle. And also it's Monty Python themed.
No,
that
local
came home with me.
Liquor store is in dire straits.
It's something.
It is something.
I never go there, and I can't say I'll go again.
But no, I am a double IPA. I'm a beer connoisseur.
I am. You know what though?
You used to be.
I used to drink a lot of beer, and then I had 2 kids.
Maybe we'll get sponsored.
Well, then I had my 2 kids, and I extended breastfed both of them.
Yes.
So that took me from being the like beer guzzler I once was to like a less drinking of a person. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I've had some digestive issues really since I
Yes.
stopped nursing my youngest, which was a while ago now, but like things just, my stomach's not been right. So anyway, and it's probably better for me, actually, not to be drinking so much. Alas,
here we are.
Here we are drinking.
I actually don't drink that much
Monty
either
Python beer
because of the baby.
Yeah.
But but yeah. Like I said, maybe we'll get sponsored.
I know, maybe.
Could you imagine?
Probably not. Someone tried to sponsor us with watches once.
They did.
And I was like, Anna, we're not doing that. Anna's like, but they offered us free watches. And I was like, Anna, we're not doing that. She's like, did you look at the
But
watches?
they were like astrology
they
watches.
were. And I was like, Anna, we're not doing that. And she was like, well, I mean, this one watch is really nice. And it'll be free.
So watches. We're more in the market for like food.
Yeah. If anybody wants to sponsor this podcast and is the maker of a pie cakein,
yes,
you know where to find us.
Or some really sleek yoga top pants where you can find the comfort of your own home, but look chic and elegant while you're podcasting responsibly. You know where to find us.
Yeah.
Dial up your local Sisters Enchanted.
Pie cakein. And I want Spanx leggings, though. They just hold everything in.
Yes. You did tell me that once.
I love my Spanx leggings. Anyway.
Some Spanx leggings. So, eclipses.
Wild.
Very wild. And
very wild.
And from what I understand, it's not going to be a big spectacle in the sky.
Not where we live.
Not where we live. But a lot of fiery energy.
See, my stomach's making noises.
I wonder if the microphone caught that.
I have digestive issues. No one wants to hear about that.
Okay, so also, if there's any voice acting jobs and you like what we're throwing at you,
just call us up.
Just, we're here all day. Just doing some little side jobs. It is Sagittarius, though. It is motivated. It is a little Knight of Wands-esque because sometimes it gets a little bit wild. But
I wouldn't disagree.
No, I'm serious because a lot of times they have the best intentions. They have creative. They have their eyes on the prize. And it's, I think there's a little bit of maturity that comes with a Sagittarius. It's like a well-oiled machine that realizes when the direction's going the right way and when to like yield, unless you're Sara, in which case you're still trying to master that Sagittarius energy.
It's because I have Pluto and Mars and Scorpio.
I know you do.
And my South Node is there. And my Juno. And I know.
I think.
So any astrologers listening to that, you know that I'm basically unstable.
I think the asteroids are fascinating. They're probably my favorite part of astrology. So I heard nothing you just said except Juno.
In Scorpio?
Yes.
In my 5th house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have so many thoughts. Because I find that the asteroids are fascinating.
Isn't Juno your relation?
Juno.
Something like that?
Yes, kind of. So Juno, mythologically speaking.
Ooh, this is good. We're getting into something that has nothing to do with what we're here for.
No, of course not.
Mike to Anna.
Are you going to put my glasses back on and do this? So mythologically speaking, so Juno is the Roman name for the Greek Hera, who is the wife of Zeus. And we know Zeus. And we've talked about Zeus, I think, on this podcast before, and how Zeus never does anything responsibly.
No.
And he makes a lot of bad choices. Does a lot of things he probably shouldn't do without asking permission. Causes a lot of rifts. And Hera is always loyal to Zeus. She's scorned, and she likes to take it out on everybody but Zeus. So in Juno, you see where you're devoted to your idea of love and companionship and partnership, but you also have your scorned lover there, like the lover that's been burnt a little bit, and how you might behave when love isn't like reciprocated.
Okay. So with mine being in Scorpio, this can't be good.
The fifth house. So it's fine. I have Jupiter in the fifth house in Aries.
Is this
And my North Node.
why I'm married to Kevin?
No, why you're married to Kevin? I couldn't answer that question logically.
I'm
on
seeking
any
that
day.
answer.
Well, you're gonna have to go to somebody licensed to answer that question because I just don't know. Kevin is really a darling man. Not. He's a man.
That's true.
Person.
Yes.
Who has tendencies to sometimes be somewhat open to conversation.
My husband does not like people.
I was going to say friendly conversation.
He likes people 0%.
Yeah, he does.
Firstly, that said, anybody who has met him, like
He's actually very
all the people
reliable
who've ever been to one of our in-person retreats, Kevin has like shuttled strangers to and from airports, lugged everyone's luggage around for them.
Mm-hmm.
He goes out of his way to like go obtain our catering, do all these things. He is just I don't know.
He went with me to a bachelorette party once because Sarah couldn't come because of the babies. And he hung out at the casino while I bacheloretted, and then he drove me home.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. Like he takes.
Like how you had to say that.
Well, he
like,
does. He takes. Well, he
way.
takes really good care of my grandparents.
He does.
Very good care of them, and anybody who really needs help. Just on the day-to-day, he is very rough around the edges.
He is. He's a special kind of somebody.
He's a special kind of somebody.
I mean, he's been around for a long time. So
but if anybody else says anything bad about Kevin, I
can talk whatever I want about Kevin.
Yeah, you can. But like, if somebody else were to say something about him, I'd be like, you don't know him. You don't know me. And then I'd like freak out.
I'm the same way about Chad.
I say things about Chad all the time.
Yeah, I know, but that's different. Well, we were talking about in school how, because Chad and I were friends in high school, and we were talking on the astro forecast today, so check it out, about what we were doing back in 2002. And I was like, that's when like me and Chad probably first really became friends. And we were talking about Chad and I the other day with my parents were talking about things, and Chad was saying how like I was his bully, but nobody else was allowed to be. And so if anybody else said anything mean about him, I was like getting fights in the hallways.
What's this 2002 connection?
Okay, well, I want to make sure that I don't speak not well.
This is like the longest podcast we've done in a while.
It is.
So I'm trying to think now if I met Kevin that year, but I think I might have met him.
Oh, maybe.
I might have met Kevin that year, actually, now that you're saying that. It's possible, but it might not have been until 2003.
I just don't want to make a flub up. I want to make sure that I have my...
Oh, that's a good thing to make sure.
Well, yeah, because sometimes there's so many things happening
There
speaking that you don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, because I either met Kevin in 2002 or 2003, but I can't be certain because Kevin's 6 years older than me, and we did not date when we first met. One, that would not have been appropriate. Two, he saw the wild child in me, and he was like, that girl just needs to go to college without me. And then later on, we got together, but I met him in either 2002 or 2003.
Right.
Like he was in my friend circle in 2002, but I can't be certain that it was 2002 or 2003.
Mm-hmm. So there is something.
I was like, I just recall it faintly.
No, because I don't want to say it wrong. So it is something to do with like the Sagittarius energy right now, and I don't want to say it wrong because.
Well, we can make a note. We'll link to the astro forecast.
Yes, let's do
also,
that.
You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Facebook.
Yeah, so it's like
page.
It's the energy that's happened back in 2002. It's happening again now. It's not going to happen again until.
I see what you're throwing at me.
Yeah, I forget 2020 something. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, I think it's totally possible that I met Kevin at the end of 2002.
Right. And it might, it's this Sagittarius. It might even be this Sagittarius Gemini kind of like thing that's happening in their lunar nodes, because the nodes, there's like a thing happen. There's the thing. Anyways.
That was a good talk.
I know. That you can like really learn what you didn't learn from like the communications. You didn't learn like what motives did you have at that time that you didn't hit now to like prepare them for the next hurdle, the next run of it.
No, I don't think I knew him in 2002. I think it would have been like late 2003 that I met him.
Would have been close.
It would have been like late 2003.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the boyfriend math in my head.
And
I'm pretty
I did the same thing earlier today.
I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't have met him then.
Good talk.
Yeah. All right. Glad we worked that out.
Yeah.
Though that leaves me not having any connection to what happened.
Well, I mean, it's loose. It's like
now.
it could be like loose. Like, say when you have like your Saturn return, like it's not exactly when you're 27. It can be from when you're like 26 to when you're 28. There's some give.
Gotcha.
You just sound like Jacob.
Yeah. All right. So let's recap. We can drink these beers down. These brewskis. Do people say that?
I believe they might.
All right. Well, we will drink this fine
Holy Grail
beverage down. And
Huzzah!
Excelsior. We have Ren Fair tickets for Saturday.
I know.
Don't forget.
Not this Saturday.
No,
Next
not
Saturday.
tomorrow. Next Saturday.
Yeah, I was like, wait. Did I double book? And weekend engagement.
You have an activity tomorrow?
Tomorrow night.
I don't know about this.
We're just going to Chad's parents' house for an outdoor eating situation at 5.
I like how you're making
You
engagement.
don't tell me anything.
Without
You don't
telling
tell me anything. I'll be like, hey, Sarah, what are you doing? You're like, oh, we decided to go for a romp around the mountain. And we got some Subway sandwiches. Not like Subway, the restaurant, but some like real good subs. You know, like,
like we're in New York.
yeah, we got some real good subs. And we went hiked a mountain. And we went searching for crystals in the cabins, and we got hit with this cool mist off the edge of the cliffside, and a rainbow appeared in the sunlight. And I'm like, wait, it's only 10 a.m. Yes, sleep is for the weak. That's you.
It's me.
You do this all the activities when you're sleeping.
And I'll be like, Sarah, it's like literally like 7 a.m. And I was like, it's sleep when you die. Move it along.
Sarah is. And so I don't want to talk about activities because you all of a sudden are like, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't answer my phone right now because we're out gallivanting. We just went to the tea shop and had some treats on the blanket.
We're going to Maine in like a week.
See, I didn't know that.
A week and a half.
Push over your chair. You shouldn't sit like that. That's not safe. I could have really just pushed you over.
That would have been something.
With my extra mom poundage, I could have really have just hurt you. You should really watch yourself. You should check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I don't know what's happening right now. I want to lean on my chair inappropriately on Bill.
It's real mature, Sarah.
Watch me do it. All right. Well, see, I told you the Sagittarius full moon energy. It's alive and well right now. Mercury retrograde in Gemini.
Ain't no thing.
Yeah. It's going to be good. Oh my gosh, this has gone on for so long. But we didn't even talk about that really. How Mercury retrograde is great for just helping you identify holes in your communication, your thinking. Nothing to fear.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of Neptune energy going on around too, which makes things very foggy and flighty. And so being very clear in your communications and having clear communications and making sure your expectations are that you're holding expectations to yourself and not putting them in other people's responsibility.
This really all sounds like I need a leash for myself.
Probably.
For like the next 2 to 3 weeks.
You probably shouldn't go to Maine.
I'm going. There's a donut shop.
Am I watching your cats again?
Yeah. Also, Y'all left the attic light on, the
we did,
bathroom
yeah.
door open.
Probably because he lets your cats into the bathroom so that they can drink water from the bathtub. Because
I
I
know.
taught him that by telling him he can't let his Uncle Kevin know.
I know. Peter was like, I could barely get Peter out of there today. And I was like, you must get out, Pete.
I was like, don't tell Uncle Kevin.
I came home and I came in the house after helping Kevin back our 44-foot camper into the driveway, which was, don't even get me started on that.
I hear you did well.
There was an incident involving the bumper of the camper.
So you didn't do well.
Well, it wasn't really my fault
It was Kevin's
because
fault.
I was supposed to be watching the truck to make sure it didn't lock up with the camper. And Kevin put these shocks on the truck so it'd be less bouncy when we hit the road, which messed up with the height of the camper. And then when we last backed it in, this didn't happen. And then this time, it may or may not have taken off part of the bumper. And here I was in the front yard yelling at my cell phone, stop!
We're gonna get back to the podcast audio from this. There's gonna be this like real big jump. And hi Danielle, when you're doing this, you're probably gonna have to muffle that down.
No, I'm gonna have to do this on myself because we're not getting into it in time.
Sorry, Danielle. Hi.
Which means it goes out as it is.
It's my favorite.
So
way.
I apologize.
Never podcast
But I did.
responsibly.
I freaked out and then he hit it. It was just not a good scene. That's really what this day has been like. But yeah, Maine. There's donuts. There's lobsters.
Are you gonna bring me home donuts?
They'll probably be stale by the time I get home, but
Why don't you just get them on the way out
maybe. Okay.
and drive them straight to me?
It's time for us to go.
Yeah.
Lots happening. Chaos energy. Either lay low or
Ride the wave.
or run into it.
Yeah.
It's really up to you. You're gonna get a lot of advice though if you go searching on social media for it. So
For sure.
you just gotta figure out what works for you. I'm gonna run straight into it.
I like it. I agree.
Me too. All right. Well, make sure that you subscribe, follow along, check out all the other good stuff we have. You can head on over to thesistersenchanted.com/blog, see everything we have going on there. And we are starting a brand new round of Expedition to Soul very, 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 very soon.
It's so soon.
It's so soon. And after all this, I think it's a perfect time to do it. So be sure to keep your eye out for details about that. Find us on social media, the blog, all the good stuff. Subscribe. And until next time, we hope that you have an
Enchanted
rest of your day ahead.
Woo!
Woo!